So what we are saying is that the legislature should enact law that will mandate the National Elections Commission to accept the embassy as a constituency, which means it will allow us to register and vote at the different embassies in the world.
No.
We already know.
How do you do? Okay. Local diaspora. Yeah. Sorry for the conflict here and there.
Yeah, that's what we appreciate the time though. We're very pleased, man. So we mentioned we represent the Diaspora Liberian, and we have to advocate done all the contribution. I would agree with the chairman of the Senate, Diaspora Program. Also, we have
I'm Dillon, chairman of the Constitutional Review of ULA.
Which area from U.S.?
From U.S. ULA is from the United States. Residing
Just for the record.
Okay. President of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. Before Minnesota.
Solicitor Gabriel Yangwe, the Federation of Liberian Community in Australia.
I represent the Network of Liberians Educated in Australia, and I'm the current principal liaison for national engagements on behalf of FOLICA.
What is FOLICA?
Federation of Liberian Communities in Australia.
Manor P qualified Diaspora office.
Come again?
Manor P qualified Diaspora office.
Okay.
Usman Manula from that
We're going to go back.
girl. Usman Manula from that girl.
You diaspora? I'm Marcos Washington, representing ULA.
Eugene Herring, Officer of Diaspora Affairs.
Eugene?
Herring.
Erasmus Williams from the Diaspora Office, Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs.
So, the Senator will have a petition. You want to present to you? And we'll go ahead and read it.
You want me to order what?
Yeah, I do have a petition to present you, Mr. Senator, and I'll go ahead and read it and present it to you.
Call this on my phone.
Again, my name is Eminent Emmanuel Nsweti. I'm the chairman of the All Liberian Conference on Dual Citizenship, ICO. Today I stand here to represent our Diaspora Liberia, to present the petition to the Liberian Senate. We, the citizens of the Republic of Liberia, residing in the diaspora, under the banner of the All Liberian Conference on Dual Citizenship, ICO, and the Union of Liberian Associations in the Americas, ULA, realizing that Liberia have experienced social political unrest from 1980 military intervention to 14 years of civil war, which forced hundreds of thousands of Liberians to flee Liberia and becoming refugees or immigrants in foreign lands. ICO is a coalition that includes the European Federation of Liberian Association, the Conference of Liberian Organizations in the Southwest United States, Liberian Advocacy for Change, United Liberian Association in Ghana, the Federation of Liberian Communities in Australia, and other partners. Whereas there are approximately more than 500,000 Liberians residing outside of the Republic of Liberia in foreign lands, and whereas the overwhelming majority of Liberians who are resettled abroad as a result of the conflict, both the 1980 instability and the 14 years of civil war, would like to vote. And whereas Liberians in the diaspora continue to enjoy Liberian citizenship and develop the constitutional democratic right as citizens of the Republic of Liberia, living in the diaspora. And whereas the Liberian Senate has the constitutional mandate to make laws that benefit, affect all Liberians irrespective of their area of residence. Now, therefore, we, the Liberians in the diaspora, represented by the above-mentioned diaspora organizations, do hereby appeal to the Liberian Senate to establish law that will allow Liberians in the diaspora the right to vote. We further ask that said law should allow Liberians to continue to enjoy their constitutional rights as citizens of the Republic of Liberia by voting at the different Liberian embassy or designated areas by the National Election Commission of the Republic of Liberia. Once a Liberian, always a Liberian. Respectfully submitted, Eminent Emmanuel S. Wetty, Chairman of ICO. On the UDA end, we have the President of UDA, President Mohamed Keita, the Vice President, and we have Mr. Alfred Sear, who is the Director of Social Services, and we have Chairman Mamadi Traore, who is the Chairman on the Constitution.
Can you call it Vice President?
The Vice President is Emmanuel Nambe, yes, and the Director, Mr. Alfred Sear, and Mamadi Traore is the Chairman on the Constitution Committee. On the ICO end, we have the President Francis Menza, the President of the European Federation of Liberian Association. We have President Willie Kamara, who is the President of the Conference of Liberian Organization in the Southwest United States, called the Colosua. We have President Judith Richardson. She's the President of the United Liberian in Ghana. Then we have our co-chairman of ICO, who is Kingston Webb. We have President James Andrews. He's the President of the Liberian Committee in Australia for Liberia. And we have Mr. Comfort Atoka, who represents Liberian Advocacy for Change. Then also attached are ordinary Liberians, who believe in this process and want to support it. So,
Call the name.
oh, like 25 you call the names?
That's right.
Yeah, so on behalf of ICO, the New Liberian Association in the America, and Diaspora Liberian, Mr. Senator in your capacity as Senator and Chairman of the Senate. I'm pleased to present to you this petition. And since Yula is here, we ask them to hold it. Then the Fulake.
I think also,
Yeah, you guys come in. Yeah.
You come this way, come on this side.
Yeah, come here.
You want to come on this side?
Yeah.
So the record
The record show.
Yeah. You know that you ran my mom.
I'm saying you're my former boss.
Okay, so this is a petition from the Diaspora Liberian asking the Senate to support all the country voting. Mr. Senator, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
And just to add, the Senator before, the reason why I'm not holding it. No, we are in the position to support all of the, different advocacies from across the diaspora. At the level of the presidency, wherever you come, we work together as a government is one. So the senator is receiving it on behalf of the government. So they push everything when you get to the executive, all work together to push it. So we all will be working together to respond to this, your request. We're all here to support any and everything in one. It's a plus that we now have a body formally for the first time in history in the House of Senate that we can channel our agenda through. well, Senator, thank you so much for everything you've done, including for the first time for Diaspora to be in the budget formally. It's a milestone. The level of seriousness and priority this administration, not just at the level of the executive, but every arm of government has granted the Diaspora, is unprecedented. And that is why I believe that we will be successful with this cause. And like somebody said, all we want to do, at least as a start, to be able to vote for president. And there was an argument in our chat room about the law already allow Liberians to be able to vote guaranteed by the Constitution. The caveat there is the law also says voting or registration must be done in a constituency, and the Diaspora is not considered a constituency because it's outside of the borders. Our direct act in this is the law should now recognize the embassies, which is actually an official territory of Liberia outside, as a constituency, automatically be identified as the first point of contact or registration body for Diaspora voting. So I just wanted to, narrow everything just to know where we are in general. Everything. But thank you so much.
Before you respond, I want to give a statement. Just when you got off the record now on the thread, the Red Wolf and the wine. I'm coming to say one thing that our assistant in the center that said that Dillon were very instrumental in passing the grocery bill. So we are very sure and know that when it comes to the Diaspora thing, he will do the best. We have a very good relationship, and Mr. Senator, thank you very much for all your effort and everything that you did for the grocery bill, and we know that this one will go through.
Thank you.
Just before the senator is coming, let me just say a few things too, because we're from Australia. And Honorable Senator, let me commend you and through you, the Liberian government, for what I consider the rebranding of the image of Liberia in the international space. We come from Philippa, Australia, and to a greater extent, why it is true that Mr. Wetty is doing his utmost best to ensure that all Liberians in the diaspora are recognized. But the ordinary Liberian, when you talk about diasporan Liberians, the regular American. We from Australia, we are also in consultation with the government right now to see how best we can have a consulate there. The process is on. We'll be meeting the minister, and I think they have given us the right to recommend a person we believe will work as a consulate for the Liberian government. Australia will be a major partner for Liberia if we have a footprint there. You must understand, Mr. Senator, that in the whole Oceania region, Liberia doesn't have an image, and that goes beyond Australia. Australia is also recognized as a major giant in mining. Liberia will also benefit from that in terms of trade, in terms of investment, in terms of education. And so I think having a bilateral relationship with Australia will help us well for the Liberian government and its people. And so we just want to commend you and your team, and we are doing everything possible to ensure that what you have started, that we also continue to do that, govern ourselves, create a good image for ourselves, and by extension the Liberian government. And so thank you so much for keeping us here. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you, sir.
So, Honorable Senator, in addition to that, we welcome the first step to have a consular service, but we want to urge you that it's a gradual process. In the coming years, if you could push to see how it grows into a full embassy, because Australia is so huge. Australia is so huge, and in the Oceania, where you have Fiji, Samoa, and all of those places, there are Liberians. And we face a lot of challenges, especially when it comes to trying to get visa to come to Liberia and all of that. Some people will have to send their passports, they are immigrants. So we believe this is the first step, and we are counting on you to see how that is transformed into a full-scale embassy. So I just want to add my thoughts.
Yeah, you can say, but you can also listen to speak, nobody speaking.
For me, I just want to tell Senator, thank you so much for what you are doing. We follow you throughout from the time you've been elected up to this now, how you try to bring transparency and working for the people, knowing fully well that the people are your employer. You say it oftentimes, the people are my employer, so that's a good thing. We are hoping that those things will show us a clear path to leadership and transform our country. All that we're doing, we all want to be part of the board. The diaspora, Liberian, we all should be to prioritize our country and develop our country so our country can work with other countries, other places that we go. So I want to just say thank you, and we all in line with what everyone said. Thank you all for your effort down there. I know how it's tough for you guys to stay at home. Yeah. Thank you.
Well, thank you, all of you, fellow Liberians. Only one thing convinced me that we have to push a lot to get these things done. I didn't hear any Liberian here speaking Swahili. That's it, like, all the Liberian, always Liberian. Well, Mr. Wetty and Cole, I want to say thank you. We attended the first Liberian Diaspora conference in Washington, D.C. Late last year, and in collaboration with the President, the Executive, who is head of the government, the President pro tempore of the Senate, Nnamdi Kanga Lawrence, made commitments on behalf of the Senate and as practical steps towards achieving a lot together with Liberians in the diaspora, to the effect that we coordinate with the executive so that we can pass the Diaspora Commission Act within the works. She came and informed the Senate and constituted a Diaspora Caucus of the Senate so that you can have direct link with the Senate to foster these ideas and these objectives. And being the chair on the Senate Committee on Foreign Affairs, I was humbled that I was appointed to chair the caucus, the Senate Diaspora Caucus, to be in direct contact with you. And so we have been connecting and doing what we have to do. Even during the budget period, we pushed to make sure that the Diaspora Office at the Ministry of State, linking the presidency and the government with the diaspora, to have some budgetary support that demonstrates our now voice for action toward achieving a lot together. So we will continue to do it. You have rights to vote. How is mechanism that we will work along with the Elections Commission. The law is already there, it's constitutional. You don't need to appeal. You just need to push so that the measures can be put in place to allow you to vote. We are aware that the Constitution says you should register to vote in a constituency, and no constituency should be outside the border of a county. So we can work with the Elections Commission to ensure that and the Minister of Foreign Affairs, your passport, your citizen ID should carry your district. When you do your citizen ID, and it should carry your district. You already, you're in a constituency already, right?
Right.
Now to vote, that electronic means by which you can now vote through the various embassies will be a little more easier if we can work on those details to ensure the first steps are covered. So it's not an appeal that you must make. It is a right that you must ensure that we, the policy maker, will create the environment for you to exercise our right.
Okay.
And we will continue to ensure that we will reach there step by step. The dual citizenship bill, the law, there was some politics about it, we can understand. We want to thank Wati and Imaya Yato and the team. We, the lawmakers, sometimes we don't draft these laws ourselves. We sponsor it. When we submit the law, it means that something we did. When somebody gives us something and we agree with it, when we put on the floor, it means we sponsor it. So we did not write the dual citizenship law. We agreed for Liberia to have dual citizenship for natural born Liberians. And so we agreed to sponsor the bill on the floor from the Senate. And it was also sent to the House. The House passed it as is with no restriction. The Senate in majority at the time was not inclined to allowing dual citizenship with no restriction. So we had to meet halfway. Do we keep the old law on the board, rejecting our brothers and sisters, or do we open the door and meet halfway and later on we can clear up? So we thought the greater good at the time was to meet halfway. Since my police did not want dual citizenship with no restriction, some of the restrictions they added in there, we had to agree. The way law works, when one house passes something, another house does something consequential or material, they both houses will have to meet in conference to reconcile on that thing. If they don't agree, that law does not pass. So that means the dual citizenship law as it is, the legislature agreed on it. After having a conference with the both chambers, we agree on it as it is to give room for our sisters, our brothers, and fellow Liberians to enjoy their Liberian citizenship while having multiple other citizenship out there. The rights of a citizen must be enjoyed, and part of the right is to vote. So the means by which you can be out there to vote here is the means we're all discussing to find a solution to. And you got the assurance of the Senate, and can extend it to the House and the presidency that will do everything to ensure that these reforms take place and become a legacy of the country from this government. That Liberians did not only get dual citizenship, but they can exercise their rights wherever they are, especially the voting rights. Regarding the Liberia's presence, diplomatic presence at these areas like Australia, Rwanda, Canada, India, Turkey, and other places, those are matters that are being discussed highly at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. There may be constraints, but we are being strategic. Even big powers in the world don't have embassy almost everywhere, but at least they have presence to every strategic area so that they can be able to see the well-being and welfare of the citizens and seek their strategic interest in those places. We are nearing completion through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs with some of these areas, but I wouldn't want to announce beforehand so as not to intrude into the province of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Even though we have oversight, but I think it's fair for us to allow them to do their job. They will ask questions or help when necessary. But I can assure you, all of you, that there are efforts being made, and there are concrete steps already taken toward achieving some of this stuff. So again, I want to thank you. We take this very highly, seriously. Apart from being chairman of Foreign Affairs, I am a member of the Senate Committee on Judiciary Claims and Petition, Human Rights. So since this is a petition, and voting is not only a constitutional right, fundamental, but also human right too. We'll take that into consideration, and I will ensure that this is properly laid before the Senate in plenary, officially, so that the plenary can vote to pass it on to the appropriate committee so that they can be accordingly looked in for the appropriate action. So I want to thank you. Today is Thursday, we'll have to go to session, but no, I could not make this other meeting. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Local Diaspora. Why am I almost sitting here?
No,
Vice President. You know, no, you want to come this way? Yeah. Hold it, chair. Miriam, when I was chief of staff to the speaker, she was a communication officer, the press attaché in the office. She is one of my former staff, but she big councilor.
Once a Liberian,
always a Liberian.
Cameroon people boring one. All right.
You know how you know